Atticus, why have I seen my wife disappear into your quarters?
That's because I've been delivering the shrinkle pickle on the nightly. Alright, so I have quite a few complaints to the local music scene. A lot of them stem from just oversaturation to a lot of bands kind of just sounding the same. And then
everyone's boring.
Yeah, everyone's pretty fucking boring. The shows in general can be pretty boring. And I also feel like nobody really puts in the time to practice like they should. So aside from the fact that everyone sounds the same, they don't even pull off their sound correctly. Because when you hear them live, it's just kind of like a muddy mess because no one's tight with each other. And then, like you were saying, like basically promotions will put on a show, but they'll put you on a bill with other bands that don't sound anything like you. So
like back in the day, it was okay because it was like new genres of music. But it's like I'm pretty sure the thrash band shouldn't be playing with like the post-hardcore emo bands.
No,
not that there's anything wrong with that. I listen to both. But when I'm in one, and then everyone there is looking at me like I'm grandpa, for chugging on a low E a little bit too long.
Well, that's all they do, but they tune it down.
Well, I do it faster.
Yeah, so it's wrong.
Do it faster.
And I mean, another issue with it is like when you have bands of different genres, even when they're the same genre, you can get a bunch of just deathcore bands, and they'll all hate each other anyway. But when you mix the genres, they all fucking hate each other, and they all talk shit about each other, so no one's actually supporting each other and making the scene come up together like you're supposed to. It's okay to have rivalry, because that makes you perform better.
Yeah,
but
I was gonna say, like, at least like in a friendly way.
Yeah, but I mean, like when you're sitting there and like all you do is crap on the other bands and talk about how they suck and they shouldn't be on the bill and you're way better than them, it's not productive for anybody. It just makes everyone...
Or I've just played shows where you just sit there and the only people in the crowd are the people who are also going to play, and they just sit there like...
Yeah, and
like at least when I play shows, like when we went to Connecticut when I went with Kruger and all that.
Yeah.
Me and Connor definitely like, try to at least be like, yeah, we'll be like, try to have fun.
Yeah.
Act like we're actually enjoying it. And even then sometimes I do. I feel like if you just loosen up and actually like get into it, and the band's playing if they seem to like it.
Yeah.
If they're having fun, then it's like, okay.
Yeah, everyone performs better when you're having a good time.
So then you have people, then all of a sudden, instead of everyone standing there like during our set, you had me and Connor starting pits, and then Connor running back behind the stage, then jumping off, stage diving more or less in a whole crowd of 6 people as I push him further through the air.
Which means he got hurt.
Yeah.
He got hurt.
And he's got diabetes.
He does have diabetes. That's how he got it. That's how he got diabetes.
I threw him.
Through 6 people.
Yeah, it was crazy. Broke his pancreas.
Yeah, he needs insulin. Love you, Connor. Not really, though. But, yeah, I mean, it's just a bunch of different things that just shouldn't be the way that they are. I mean, aside from the fact that you have to basically pay to play most places, it's very rare that you actually get paid to play a gig. And it's
I have, but it was at, like, bars in New Paltz, and at least then...
But that's, like, nice. All the places that you could play. Like, there's no venues. Like, at least not in our area. There's barely anything. I mean, we travel...
It's like Circle Tone talked about. He's like, there's a lot of things that make it an issue for a venue to exist and make it a fun place.
Yeah.
Like, he brings up the alcohol thing.
No,
and it totally happened. There's this place in Middletown. First, it used to be called... It was Sounds Asylum, run by one guy. Could never get a license to serve alcohol. For the most part, it was just bands that he was, like, kind of friends with coming in, and then their friends just standing around. You get some kids here and there. Some bands came through that were...
Well, a lot of the times at that place, it's the same problem. Like, you'll go up to play, and all of a sudden half the crowd leaves because it was just, like, 2 other bands.
Yeah.
And they don't want to watch you. They don't want to support.
They don't stay. They don't care. And then...
Yeah, they're already done, so they're going to go home.
And then that place closed, and then they reopened, and the same thing again. Where
it opened up a Skyline.
Not as much of an interest, not as fun. Like, I think one of the most fun-looking shows I had ever seen at Sounds Asylum was when we played, and we brought our friends who got drunk outside the venue and came in and had a good time.
Yeah, that was Dr. Death, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, we played there twice as them. Both times were good.
On your hat.
But well, it's in the big.
But yeah, whereas most bands, even when they're friends, they're just kind of like, hey. And then we just had, not sloppy drunk. And you don't want people just
they were fun
but
drunk,
like they were just having a good time. They knew our shit, and they were just
they were clapping and stuff, supporting us.
Yeah,
it was a good time.
Not just like I'm here to see my friend's band because he asked me to, and he actually gave me the ticket for free just so someone would show up.
And not to toot our own horn, but we actually practiced and sounded good.
Yeah,
a lot of the other bands. I mean, I've seen local bands that sound like they actually like try, but I mean, there's so many. I feel like it's like this weird mindset with a lot of like the metal bands where they're just because they're heavy, they're better. And they don't have to practice or something.
They want to take themselves too seriously.
Yeah,
these are 2 different complaints I was going to get into, but yeah.
Yeah, it's just, everyone takes themselves way too seriously. Like, you just saw Doyle, and you like that show.
That was great. The Doyle show was great. It was like
there was a bunch of local bands there, right?
Oh yeah, it was at the Chance in Poughkeepsie, but then they also had stuff playing at the Loft, so it was more or less like a mini little punk festival in the place. And I mainly just stayed downstairs until the Undead played upstairs, and that was fun. It was really cool going up there because I didn't expect there to be so many people. The room was just dark and filled with steam, with like the lights cutting through. And then the Undead played. Alex Story was there. He ended up coming out from Doyle, the singer. He ended up coming out and singing the song with them. Everyone had a good time. And punk shows are more fun, I think, half the time than metal shows.
Because people aren't as uptight. Like at metal shows, everyone's just so big on being metal and cool.
Yeah.
It's like you're not allowed to have a good time.
Like, when I saw Slayer and Anthrax, I still try to, like, you got those guys in the pit who were just so like, I just want to fucking hurt somebody.
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah. And they're just angry. And then I was in the pit a lot. I got fucked up, but, like, for the most part, I'm, like, laughing and, like, singing along.
It's supposed to be fun. Pits is supposed to be fun.
Yeah. Not like...
You're not supposed to hurt each other.
I mean, like, it'll happen. It happens, but,
yeah,
like...
it's an accident. Except for when that one asshole gets in there. And...
yeah, and then you see the fight happen because this one dude's just throwing punches thinking it's okay to just flail your fists into everyone's faces.
The whole punch dancing scene is just so stupid. Like, what's the point? Like, you can't even get near each other without hurting each other. And I know plenty of people who do that are trying to hurt other people. So it's just like...
you're just a dick.
Yeah, I don't understand, like, why you're even here. Like, everyone's here to have a good time, and you're here, like, just to ruin it. We were at the Calabrese show. Me, John, and Kelsey went. And, Calabrese isn't a punch dance kind of band. And these two guys insisted on doing it, and they kept trying to, like, get, like, aggressive with it. And my wife at the time was pregnant, and they kept getting fucking closer and just swinging around. Eventually, John and I had to, like, push these guys off and, like, get kind of aggressive with them because it's like, what are you even trying to do? Like, I mean, I could understand almost a push pit, I guess, for Calabrese, but even then, like, why are you trying to rope people in that clearly, like, we had to keep backing up, and I wanted to be close because these guys, they didn't even look like they should be there. Like, they didn't even look like they cared about the band. They were just there to start shit. And it was just, it's aggravating. Like, you're not allowed to have a good time.
Yeah. It's like, what, your behavior is not appropriate.
Yeah, like, just calm down. Like, just, why can't other people enjoy their stuff? I get, like, maybe not everyone agrees on what you like and what you should be doing. That doesn't mean that you have to go out of your way to prevent somebody from having a good time.
Like I said just the other night at the Doyle show, it's like, not every band was like, wow, this is, like, something I'm really going to go listen to, but I still, like, you know, you see them performing, having a good time.
Yeah,
I try to just enjoy it, you know, and it's a punk show. I don't know the words, so everything sounds basically... more or less not the same, but, you know, enjoyable enough. It's simple enough that I could just, like, nod my head. Then everyone here and there played a cover that I can get into and then scream loudly along to. That's the other thing. I fucking hate people. Another thing with the serious thing is they just don't, you can't look like you're having a good time. And then, like, I get looked at weird because I sing along. It's like, the motherfucker on stage told me to sing along. Yeah. So I'm going to fucking sing along. And, like, there's so many people, like, if you just want to sit there and watch, cool. But, like, you can tell some of them just look around, like the ghost shows I've been to in the last few years, they always get disappointing because there's just so many people who just want to stand there and, like, don't understand how to properly
enjoy a show.
Yeah, and they look at me because I'm, like, the weird guy who's all
Ghost is also, like, a very, like, sing-along kind of band.
Yeah,
like,
and once again, sing it with me! Sing it! He says, like, every fucking, like, 10 minutes, like, and no one is doing it. Yeah.
Except for Clifford.
Because you're too cool. You're too cool to sing along and make yourself look dumb, and I, if anything, would...
You look more dumb now.
Yeah, I like looking dumb.
He is dumb. But maybe that's why he enjoys things. Be dumber.
Be dumber.
Just not aggressive and dumb.
Just, like, not that kind of dumb. It's like, chill out. Stop overthinking yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, you. This guy right here.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many issues with it. Like, the whole venue thing, like we were saying, there's, like, you could play bars around here, and I think the closest venue at this point, like, that's just a legit music venue, is the Chance.
Yeah.
So that's, like, from us, that's almost, like, an hour away. And then you went to Connecticut, I've been to Jersey with a band, and it was the same thing around there. And
we're in New York, by the way. Well, like a little tri-state area.
I live in Jersey. Right now we're in Jersey.
Yeah, actually. Sorry.
And we're in the tri-state area, so PA and New York, I can get there in, like, 5-10 minutes. But, like, I've been, like, a few hours away, and it's still, like, the only venue, and it's some hole in the wall, because that's all that there is. And it's making it super difficult for you to get anywhere with your band, especially when it's so overly saturated with bands that sound like dog shit. And you have promoters that don't even listen to you before they put you on a bill with other bands that sound nothing like you.
And then you show up, and then there's just, like, no real, like, energy or, like, I guess passion, more or less, between, like, the bands and the fans of just, like...
It's just a bunch of people
trying to be cool. You got some people here and there, but then they just throw their fists and they want to look hardcore.
Yeah, you can always tell the bands that actually try.
Hardcore kids with the gauges. If you wear those, it's fine.
That's the one thing about that is good, though. You'll get in a bill with a bunch of bands that don't sound like you, or they don't practice, so they kind of sound like crap either way. So when you actually do practice, you sound better, so you stick out more. But when the only people there are the other bands that hate you because you sound better, it doesn't really help. So,
yeah.
Palate cleanser. Palate cleanser.
You're fucking my wife?
Yes.
But how could you? You were my only friend.
Well, that's what you get for marrying a serf.
But she's my wife.
And I bought her fair and square!
And we're back.
Oh, yeah. Was that a nice palate cleanser?
Probably not.
Are you clean?
No.
Anyway. But yeah, not everything's bad. Like, there's little small pockets of decent places. Like when we played New Paltz, when I said we did get paid. But that, for us, that's like an hour and a half away drive.
Is it that far?
Maybe not an hour and a half, depending on, like, you know.
Jeremy went to New Paltz, didn't he?
Yeah.
I feel like it wasn't that far.
It's a way away. It's further than Poughkeepsie.
Is it?
I think so. I thought it was. I've
never really been to New Paltz too much, so I've been like through it once by accident.
Either way, it's far away, and it's cool because they do have, like, the people we know at least. There's one bar. That's the thing, is there's only one place still, and I think.
Is it really? Because I know it's like
it's a
college town, so there's a lot of bars.
There's a lot of bars, but that'll actually like play anything that's not like acoustic music or like pop related stuff.
Yeah.
So anything that's in the punk metal kind of vein. I'll shout out to Crazy Dan. He used to book the shows, and I guess now he has his own little like store where he sells like, it's called like Crazy Dan's Secondhand Hardcore. Hope I got the name right. And I think now he does little shows there, but it's a small place. But it's something.
Still something, yeah.
He would post about how he's like, why does no one want me to be like able to expand or play anywhere? Like, why is there one bar I'm stuck going to? And then like that place, you get a decent turnout and crowd, but that's like what kind of area is that? It's a very like, it's a college town, so you get a lot of people who are like into like that. Yeah. And you see people who are like, yeah, I'm going to the metal show, but it's still like not like too bad. It's a small, dingy little bar. First time I went there was a dog walking around and peanut shells over the floor. And
that's the kind of place I want to be, though.
You playing
That's
the
where
show.
You're gonna have fun.
Yeah, we played the show. You know, I get my usual like jittery stage fright nerves, and the first song, a guitar player breaks a string, and he panicked and didn't know how to handle it. So instead of just like doing vocals, because he's also the vocalist, he just kept soloing out of tune because his Floyd Rose.
I think we talked about this in the podcast.
Yeah, it went out of tune, but then after that, like, I'm just playing in the floor, screaming in people's faces, and then that was a good show, because then, like, I just wanted to impress the one large metal dude. I was like, if he'll enjoy this, then that's all I care about. And, you know, screaming at him, screaming at me, it was a good time. So you can have fun stuff like that. But, like, I have, like, one show or two like that I can think of, and then however many in other places where it's just...
Yeah, like, we had a couple with Dr. Death that we liked, but for the most part, it was just
we had to bring our friends to do it.
Yeah.
To really make it.
It's really hard to get people to come out, because I think a big problem, comedians talk about this a lot too, when like a promoter tells them that they need to sell more tickets and stuff. That's not the artist's job. It's not the comedian's job. It's not the band's job. I mean, you should promote yourself.
Yeah, and especially
but it's not your job.
Point.
It's the venue's job. The venue's supposed to bring people to see you. That's the point in you going to a venue. And I think things have gotten mixed up where you feel, or not you specifically, but people in general feel that you need to adhere to the venue instead of vice versa. Like the venue's supposed to want you to be there because they need people and they want to bring people to you, not that you need to bring people to the venue.
You're doing them a favor now.
Yeah, and it's not supposed to be
They're
that
doing
way.
you a favor by letting you play there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For money, like you have to pay them. It's just, it got backwards. I know like Circle of Tone gets into it, and it's probably mostly because of like laws and regulations that kind of prevent them from doing what they used to do.
Well, yeah, you can't just have like, I mean, you could try. You can have some like basement shows and stuff. You have, like, well,
I know some people who do them like literally at their house, and they're probably better turnouts.
I wish I had a fucking basement. I would just do it myself. Alex Story from Cancel Sluggy did his little acoustic tour. I was like, man, I'm about to tell RJ, fuck you. I'm taking over your house, using your garage. We got a PA system. He'll play a show there.
Well, try it out. We could do it at RJ's place.
I don't think he would not want to do it.
RJ wouldn't?
No.
What a douche, RJ.
You're the one I'm complaining about in this video.
But yeah, I mean, other positive things. Like I said earlier, if we all in bands try our best to sound as good as possible and just worry about yourself and stop worrying about other bands being better or any of that, just worry about yourself.
Do what you want to do. Stop trying to adhere to like your scene.
Yeah.
You've played in bands. People were like, I'm kind of just making this music because this is what the kids want to hear.
Yeah,
that's
like
like,
exactly what they said.
Like,
yeah.
No.
But just go out, do your own thing. Make sure that you play tight and well together, and then we could wean out the bands that we don't need around.
Try to get your friends into it. Try to get other people into it. Like, not in like a forceful way, but like, I hate
Give them a reason to
I hate that, like, I can watch videos from the 80s and you see just packed crowds of people who all seem like they're just having, like, they enjoy it and they're just happy to be there. Like,
And now it's like a job to get someone to come to a gig. Nobody
like,
wants to be there.
Yeah. I don't know. It's sad. I feel like I was born at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Like every fucking YouTube comment on an old music video.
That's all we are. But,
Sad YouTube comments.
this isn't Crazy Dan, right?
Crazy Dan.
We'll try to find his, if he has a website or a Facebook for that store that he opened up. We'll put that in the comments, or the description. We'll put Snugs if they have anything. So, the places that are out there, make sure you support them.
Yeah,
things like that.
that's the main thing. Like, if you do have a place, don't take that for granted, because then you
it will go away. It will go away.
The closest place we had was Middletown. It was okay, and that got shut down twice.
Well, even then when we played there, once 10 o'clock rolled around, the church across the street would complain, and we'd get shut down pretty often, or like we'd have to rush the last two bands through as quick as possible because they didn't want the cops called again, which seems ridiculous because I'm pretty sure you're allowed to play later if you're a venue, but I don't know. I don't know how that worked out
in the
with them.
middle of a city, like.
Yeah, I don't know. So, like I said, support what you got. Don't let it go. And, if you like what you see here, like, comment, subscribe, and we're going to try to do this some more.
Yeah.
Bye.
Later.
I suppose you're right. I did marry a serf.
Yes. Yes. And you trained her well. So well. Yes. Feed me your tears. Give them to me.